My name is Anna Bess Brown, and I'm the Executive Director of the Justus-Warren Heart Disease and Stroke Prevention Task Force. In North Carolina, we have a worse problem with strokes, both having strokes and dying from them, than other people in the U.S. We're number 11, actually, in the U.S. And I wish people knew how to prevent them, of course, first of all, because no stroke is the best stroke. And I wish that people knew how important it is to act really fast. Up to 80% of strokes are preventable. Now, that still leaves some strokes that you can't control, you can't prevent. Maybe it's hereditary in your genes, family history. But there's so many things that we can do to prevent stroke. Things like taking care of any chronic conditions that we have, controlling hypertension or high blood pressure. High blood pressure is a really huge risk for stroke. Eating a healthy diet, eating lots of fruits and veg, getting more physical activity, and not smoking or using tobacco products or even being around secondhand smoke. The fourth leading cause of death in North Carolina is stroke. That means for North Carolinians, there's a stroke death about every 2 hours. In terms of cost to our state, $1.7 billion in hospital charges in 1 year. African Americans in North Carolina are at higher risk than other races and ethnicities for having a stroke and for dying if they do have a stroke. It's heartbreaking, and I think we cannot ignore the socioeconomic, that if people live in conditions where they don't have access to care, they have lower income, they don't have jobs and ability to take care of themselves, then that's going to result in poorer birth outcomes. So that's underlying everything. There is an acronym called F.A.S.T, balance, eyes, arm, face, speech, any of those. Call 911 immediately. You may have heard time is brain, and that is so true. And that's why it's so important to call 911 if you think you're having a stroke. The sooner you can get to care, the more of your brain they'll be able to save. Minutes really do count. To our members, I would say, please take care of yourselves. You're worth it. You're so important.